Hey guys, One's Up Malicious, back with Dueling like a Swordsman. Today we're going to be discussing how to fight against Chaos Dragons. That should cover the top three most powerful decks right now in the format. I might do one for wind-ups, but yeah, right now let's discuss the Chaos Dragon matchup, and then we can move on to other topics. Alright, so Chaos Dragon is actually a much easier. It's the easiest. It's the easiest one of the three. Due to our deck, since our deck, one of the most one of the key parts of our deck is discarding our hand destruction. It's actually one of the things that our deck can do really efficiently, and that's one of the biggest weaknesses of Chaos Dragons, discarding their hand. That's why wind-ups have a great matchup against Chaos Dragons, and that's why they're right now doing so good in YCS, aside from the fact that nobody expected them. Wind-ups have a really good matchup against Chaos Dragons. They just drain their hand, and then they just keep taking the game away from there. Yeah, we have the same ability to do that stuff. So basically, the way I play against Chaos Dragons is I buy my time. I just, they're a very offensive deck, so they have to attack you in order to kill you. So that basically is really good against our deck, because, our deck depends on getting stuff like, Dark Soul killed. Depends on getting stuff like Dark Soul killed and Amherst Blade killed. So basically, these two monsters are going to be always being destroyed. The only thing you really should watch out for is a player that, Dark Flare Dragon. That's the only thing you should really watch out for, but you can have a Veiler for that. I usually save my Veilers for Dark Flare Dragon, so it doesn't remove my Dark Souls, or I just basically, if I know he has Dark Flare Dragon and I'm sitting on an Ember's Blade, I just sit on another Ember's Blade, let attack the Ember's Blade, and leave the Dark Soul there. And then next turn I can then have another X-Saber, do my Fall Throw push, get rid of the Dark Flare, and still plus up my Dark Soul. I have some various tools against Chaos Dragon. One of them is Bottomless Trap Hole. I main Bottomless Trap Hole. I main two. Bottomless Trap Hole is really good against Light Pulsar Dragons. Really good against all their Chaos monsters. It's really also really good for denying the graveyard. Chaos Dragons, they really depend on the graveyard. If you can deny a dark, or if you can deny that key light monster, or that key dark monster. Sorry. Yeah, if you can deny that key light monster or dark monster, you can basically, control their game for a long time, especially when you side in DD Crow in game 2, which I side in 3 against Chaos Dragons. You control their graveyard, you can buy a lot of time, because they're going to have a lot of stuck cards in the hand, and then, when you do that great push with Airbell and Godham's Play and remove their entire hand, yeah, you basically got GG from there. Another card that's really good against them is Airbellum. It does feed the graveyard, but it takes down key cards from their hand. It takes down those Lilas, takes down those Light Pulsars in the graveyard. It takes down those Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons, Dark Flare Dragons, Chaos Sorcerers, Envoy of the Beginning. Any Chaos monster they have in their hand, it takes them down. Airbellum takes them down. Forces Gores, forces Tragoedia, forces Veiler. Protects your monsters like Bogart and Fall Troll. Protects Bogart and Fall Troll from Veiler. Airbellum is really good against the Chaos Dragon matchup. Really, really good. It drains their hand, drains their resources, and it's really good when you combine it with Gothams in the end and on a Fall Troll push. You can basically drain the entire hand. Veiler is really good. Like I said, I usually use Veiler only on, Effect Veiler. I only use it against Dark Flare Dragon, or I really don't waste it on Tour Guide, because Tour Guide is not that powerful on Chaos Dragons. They only use Tour Guide to go into Send Maze and sit on the Send Maze until they get some resources. But Veiler is really good against Dark Flare Dragon. Some cases Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. whatever you wish. Another great card that I main against it's really good against not only the Dino Rabbit matchup, but the Chaos Dragon matchup is Soul Taker. Soul Taker is really good. It makes Light Pulsar miss the timing. And basically, I mean, you give them 1,000 life points, but it clears the way for Airbellum. So basically, you can go, if they're sitting on a Light Pulsar, you can go Soul Taker. They have a clear field. Then you summon Airbellum and pitch another card from their hand, and they're losing resources super fast by the second. And while you're still like okay on them. Another great card against these guys, against Chaos Dragon, Pashul. Yeah, Pashul can really wall you off, off Chaos Dragons for a long time. Remember, I mean, Chaos Dragons are now running Forbidden Lance, and they can use Forbidden Lance on a Spirit Reaper, but they cannot use it on Pashul. And basically, you know, when you're going against Chaos Dragons, you can sit on a Pashul for like 2-3 turns till you get enough enough resources on your hand. Pashul's a really great top deck against Chaos Dragons. It's gonna buy you like 2 or 3 draws if you have enough life points. So yeah, I really suggest you play Pashul as much as possible. Gorz is another good card against Chaos Dragons. Really use it when they clear my field, or they dark hole it, or they torrential it. Gorz is a really good backup plan. And last but not least, Godam's Call. Amazing card when you're sitting on an Ember's Blade. You let they have to attack your Ember's Blade. You attack. Then you set the Dark Soul or another Ember's Blade. You go Godam's Call, summon the other 2 Ember's Blades, and take it away from there. You have a really good card against them. All right. Let's go to the screen here. Sorry about that. I'm actually on my workplace right now. I'm a business owner for Cutco Cutlery. As you can see, I'm a business owner for Cutco Cutlery. But let's go on the screen here on Dueling Network right now, and let's see for I think I have a Chaos Dragon deck here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is not it. Let me see where there it is. Yeah, that's my Chaos Dragon deck on the end. Now let's point out some really good threats here. This is basically how a Chaos Dragon deck looks like. Most Chaos Dragon decks look like this. And basically, the biggest threats here are these guys. Light Pulse, Dark Flare Dragon, Chaos Sorcerer, Blackluster Envoy from the beginning, DD Crow. Sometimes they main it, sometimes they don't. Thunder King, yeah, some people main Thunder King, other people just main more Light Sworns. As you can see, most Chaos Dragon decks don't have traps. At least mine doesn't run. This is a sack build that won the Europe YCS, like in the early, the April, March, when Chaos Dragons were like getting on the rise. Basically, Baylor, you should be watching out for Baylor. Forget about Eclipse Wyvern. He's good. It's just it's not gonna do anything against you, because the only thing Eclipse Wyvern is gonna do is just fuel the attack engine, and you want the attack engine to be, what you really don't want Chaos Dragons to do is banish your stuff. Like the banish engines, like Dark Flare, Chaos Dragon, Chaos Sorcerer, Envoy, and Search and Extend Dark Arm. You don't want those things. DD Crow, of course. You don't want those things going on. They really can ruin your gameplay. Your game 1, game 2. Why do I side in against? Why do I side in against Chaos Dragon? All right, let's go through my side deck here. Okay. I side in 3 Crow. Definitely 3 Crow, and creature swap, and yeah, I side in these, and then I take out these. I actually leave MST because they have macro. I will leave 2 MSTs. 2 MSTs, a Heavy Storm, the bottomlesses to take down the light pulsars. DD Crow, I throw in full banish engine. Creature swap, why creature swap? Amazing card. I mean, Soul Taker. I mean, if they have the wall, the Red Eyes Light Pulsar, you can go Soul Taker into the Light Pulsar, get him in the graveyard, creature swap, put a Pashul on attack position, or Emmer's Blade, creature swap, and just go Red Eyes, boom, take an if it's an Emmer's Blade, just search Herbellum, pitch your card from the hand, take 1600, take the 1200, 1500 from Red Eyes between Emmer's Blade. Really amazing card against Chaos Dragons. This is basically why I was siding against Chaos Dragons. That's it. You know, you put this in attack mode. You put this in attack mode, or in defense mode if you want to avoid torrential. It's a really good card. Soul Takers, keep them in. Really good card against. They're gonna probably side in lands, but whatever. I mean, you still have MST for that, and the Heavy Storm for the macro. They really don't have that much hate. Yeah, DD Crow should do the job. I mean, this is just for skill drain. They use skill drain. They sometimes put in 2 skill drains, so I save in the MSTs for the skill drain. And then DD Crow for the controlling the graveyard, and Light Pulsar controlling Light Pulsar as well. Creatures will have to take their Red Eyes. And that's it. Yeah, that's what I do against Chaos Dragons. Chaos Dragons really easy. I mean, it's really not that hard. I mean, I've been against multiple Chaos Dragons, and I've only lost like a couple of times only, and it's just because of misplays. But basically, I mean, when I go against Chaos Dragons, I always concentrate on taking down their hand. You know, as long as I take down their hand, if they don't have any hand, they're top decking. Unless they top deck a Light Pulsar, they top deck a Red Eyes, or they top deck an Envoy or a Chaos Sorcerer. I have a really good game against them. And you know, basically, concentrating on doing that, forcing Veilers, forcing removal, making them waste resources, and sitting on Emmer's Blade, sitting on Pashul, sitting on Dark Soul. Get their attack engine going, then make a counter attack with Dark Hole and everything, and go away from there. That's basically what I do. Alright, well, I hope that was helpful for the Chaos Dragon matchup. Finally, I can, that covers the top 3 threats right now in the meta. With Sectors, Dino Rabbit, and Chaos Dragons. And yeah, basically, next video I'm going to be talking about deck building. I'm going to use DN as well, so you can see like different examples of where you can take sabers. I'm going to be discussing my own build, and as well as other builds like hand loop, I don't know, beast sabers, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing now. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.